Type conversion is also known as typecasting. So we have two types of type conversions. One is implicit type conversion, second is explicit type conversion. So in this video, we'll try to understand what is implicit type conversion. The implicit type conversion is a process of converting one type of data into another type of data implicitly. What does it mean? So as a programmer, you don't need to convert it. So by default, your Java compiler converts this implicitly. That's why it's called as implicit type conversion. The question comes in, what are the situations this implicit type conversion happens? So there are certain kind of rules has been given in Java that Java knows when to perform this implicit type conversion. So we have total 8 primitives, 4 integers, 2 reals, 1 character and 1 boolean. So we already discussed that booleans cannot perform in type conversion because boolean is a special data which is reserved only for true or false. So we cannot typecast it with numbers, not characters. So we keep booleans. So now we have numbers. So we have 4 types of integers and 2 types of reals. So usually we convert integers to reals and reals to integers. So depending upon what you're converting, based on certain rules, Java implicitly type converts. Now there are two rules that Java follows to perform implicit type conversion. The first scenario, if you're converting any integer data type to a real data type, by default Java converts it implicitly. What does it mean? So in integers, you have 4 types of integers. Example, byte, short, int, long. And in real, you have float and then double. So if you're converting any one of these two reals, example, byte to float, or byte to double, or short to float, or short to double, or into float, or into double, or long to float and long to double. So irrespective of how much memory will be allocated for the data type, if you're converting an integer to real, so by default, Java converts this implicitly. So let us understand that with example.
Hey, thanks for watching our content so far. If you're new to Training Mark, we're the fastest growing technology training company and create content to help freshers like you to master the disruptive technologies like full stack development, AML, cloud, DevOps, etc. If you like the content so far, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon not to miss any new content from us. Like and share this video with all your friends. Let's build your career and the community together.
Let us jump into IntelliJ IDEA for understanding this programmatically. So I open IntelliJ IDEA. So let us try to create a new Java class to understand this implicit type conversion. So to create a new Java class, I'm right click on source, selecting new Java class. Now here, I'll write this class as implicit type casting or type conversion. So now I'll select this class. So by default, you'll have this public class implicit type conversion. So let us write the main method and start typing main and press enter so that it will give you public static void main of string dots automatically. So now here I'm just writing single line comment saying implicit type conversion. So now we are understanding what is the first scenario that implicit type conversion happens. The first scenario is when you're converting integer to real. So it is implicit type conversion. Example, suppose you're converting byte to short or to float or short to float or in to float or long to float. This is implicit type conversion. And similarly, if you're converting byte to double, short to double, in to double, or long to double, these are implicit type conversions. So now let us see of defining something like this. Suppose I have byte age, right? So now I'm creating age is equals to 100. I'm not using any operations in this. I'll just make it very simple how you convert one type of data into another type of data. So now I created age as 100. Now let us say I'm now creating a float, right? So now I'm defining this as age float. just to have the variable. Now I want to assign age to age float. Means I want to convert age of byte to age of float, right? So that's the reason. If you can look at this, I'm assigning my age to age float. What basically happens? A byte is 1 byte of memory here, and then 100 will be stored as a byte sequence. And now here, age float is 4 bytes of memory, and you're converting age, which is a byte sequence, into a float sequence. So here you're converting a byte to float. Now, if you look at the syntactical analysis of this, basically the syntactical analysis of this is the left hand side you have a float data and right hand side you have a byte data. So the syntactically it is wrong, right? So because right hand side you have only 1 byte of information and left hand side you have 4 bytes of information, and then the format of information is also different. This is integer, this is float. But it does not give you any compilation error. Why? Because your Java implicitly converts your byte into float. Okay. Now, example, let me try to print. So I'm now trying to print my float age. So now I'm printing my age float. Let me save this code and then let me run this, the current file, to see what is the output. You can see that what is the output that I got is 100.0, not 100. Why? Because this 100 is converted into float now and then is represented as 100.0. I did not do any conversion here. So by default, it implicitly converted age to float. So how this basically happens? So basically the type conversion always will happen using this syntax. So now here the byte is automatically converted into float. So this is what is the target data type to which you want to convert. So by default you don't need to write this. So this by default has given your Java so that this conversion by default takes place. So this is what actually happening. See, even if I convert this, it is not giving any compilation error because this is what your Java will do behalf of you, right? That is why it is called as implicit type conversion. So now when I run this code, so you get the same kind of an output. So the implicit type conversion is also called as widening. So in technical terminologies, we call it as widening. What do you mean by widening is 1 byte of information, you're converting now into 4 bytes of information, right? So a low memory data to a high memory data. That is why it is called as widening, right? So example, the byte is 1 byte to converting into 4 bytes and short is 2 bytes converting into 4 bytes. Int is 4 bytes and float is also 4 bytes, but irrespective of memory, it is integer and float. Float will have high precision. So that's the reason it is by default implicit. And if you look at long is 8 bytes of data, but still if you convert that into float, it is implicit type conversion. This is what very important point. So like that, this is called as widening. Widening is nothing but low precision data will be converted to high precision data. Low memory data to high memory data is called as widening or implicit type conversion. Now then the second scenario, when implicit type conversion happens, is based on memory. Okay. Now example, based on memory. So what do you mean by based on memory? Is I might have a situation where I can convert data within integers and within reals. Example, I might convert from byte to short, or I might convert from byte to int or short to long, right? So in this situation, when the same data type is involved, we'll consider the memory. Means when you're converting a low memory data to high memory data, it is implicit type conversion. Example, suppose the same age, I want to convert that into an int. Okay, so now I'm just taking an int age. So I'll just simply say int age is equal to age. That's it. So now when I print this, okay, so age int, what do I get? I don't get 100.0 because it is integer. So by default, what do I get? I'll get just 100 only. See? So means this 1 byte of data is now converted into 4 bytes of data, which is widened and then stores inside your age int. So definitely here we are going to waste 3 bytes of memory, but still there might be a situation to satisfy the syntactical analysis, we might need to convert. That is what is data type conversion is all about. So likewise, you can practice in understanding if low memory data to high memory data. Example, the short can be implicitly converted to long, and int can be implicitly converted to long, something like that. And similarly, let us say I have a float data, float price, and then I'm defining price is equal to some value, right? And I need to put f here because it is a float. And now I want to convert that into price double. Okay. Now how do I do price double is equal to price? Because the low memory data, the 4 bytes of memory, I'm putting into 8 bytes of memory. This is implicit type conversion because the low memory data is now converting into high memory data. So now if I print the price double, so what do I get? Now when I run this code, I will get 100.0 again. 21432. This is what is the product price that what I have given. So 21432.0, we got the value. So but here this is the implicit type conversion because flight is 4 bytes and double is 8 bytes. So like that, when you're doing an implicit type conversion, you don't need to do it. By default, your Java compiler will do it for you. But you have to understand what are the scenarios where implicit type conversion happens. So there are two scenarios based on the data type to data type and based on the memory.